Hi friendlies, I am a student at VCUarts and I have decided to make a small series about my time in specifically the AFO program. And so this video will cover the first semester, which was the fall semester 2019. The topics I'll be covering in this video include the classes and professors I had, the assignments given, and the atmosphere at school. But my goal with this video is that whether you are a transfer or a freshman, you will still find the information in this video to be helpful to you in making your decision about applying to VCUarts. But it goes without saying that I am making this video of my own volition and interest in helping others understand what this school is about. Before I begin explaining my personal experiences in the program, I will briefly discuss what the AFO program is. The AFO program is an arts foundation program designed to get your creative juices flowing, essentially. You will learn different ways to create art and learn how to talk about art in a respectful environment. The AFO program will take up your entire first year at VCUarts. You will take the research and studio classes, as well as 2 art history classes and 2 focused inquiry classes. I personally did not have to take those focused inquiry classes, so I cannot speak about the experience of taking one. However, I did have to take surface research and time studio this semester, so those are the 2 classes I'll be covering in this video. When you get accepted to VCUarts, eventually at some point you will have to have a meeting with your advisor. During this meeting, you will set up your class schedule and you will take either surface research and time studio or drawing studio and space research. You cannot take all 4 AFO classes in the same semester, so you will alternate depending on which one you take first. For my fall semester 2019, I took surface research with Barry O'Keefe and time studio with Taryn Casella. It's important to note that a lot of AFO professors are adjunct professors, which means they are not professors continuously employed by VCUarts. So my professors I had this semester may not be the professors you will have when you come here. This also means that the AFO classes will be widely varied between professors, as their curriculum in essence is similar. Their teaching styles and the projects that they assign will be completely different. The first class I will cover is surface research with Barry O'Keefe. Barry is an environmental activist, and so a lot of his projects involved topics about environmental activism. His critiques were gentle but firm at the same time, and his critiquing style was basically you would put your project up on the wall and he would tack a little piece of paper next to it, and everyone would have to go around and anonymously write comments. And then you would get your paper off the wall, and he would call on your name, look at your piece, and then ask you to talk about the comments you received, and you would essentially give yourself a critique that way as well, and he would make comments. And all of his critiques were like that. Barry, as a grader, was a very hard grader. He had very high expectations for your work, and you would only get A's if you were truly exceptional. Out of all the projects in that class, I only got an A on 1. The surface classes at AFO are all about 2D imagery. So our first project was a still life on illustration board. After the first or second critique, we had to basically keep turning the board and drawing the still life at different angles. You could move around your still life that you set up at home and draw, or just flip your board like I did. And those images will be up on the screen as well. And then he told us that we had to take black and white acrylic paint and paint in the areas that we want black and paint in the areas that we want white to create an abstracted image, which you can now see. And the goal of the project was to learn how to abstract forms into a flat 2D image. The next two projects in the class were ones that we did essentially at the same time. The first one we started was a project that took place over time, and the goal was to figure out a way to explain time in an abstract form. So the idea of the project was to record data over the period of 30 days and then abstract that data into a design project. So what I did, as you can see, is that I designed a tessellation. We all had to design tessellations of a dog's paw, in essence, and I tracked over 30 days the things my dog got distracted on walks with. And then every day you plotted, you created a tile, and then every week you'd bring in 7 tiles. The project we did at the same time was this masks project. You had to make a paper mache mask that was designed after some sort of environmental crisis. I chose the honeybee crisis, basically, and it was a printmaking project as well as learning how to construct a paper mache mask, which was really fun. It took a long time. There was a lot of hard work put into it, and as I'm showing now, you can see the lino cut blocks that we had to carve out by hand. Everything was designed by hand, and then we carved it out and then printed it all by ourselves. The whole thing took maybe a month, about the same amount of time to design and build and construct. Now for the next project we did, I did not take any pictures of my own work. So the 2 pictures I have are pulled from Barry's Instagram. The idea of this project was that we had to go around and collect natural and human-made things off of the street that reflected a color scale. So high saturation, low saturation, almost white, and, a value scale at the same time. And we had to do that with all of the main colors, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And there's a close-up shot of one of the orange ones a classmate made. Our very last project was a very last-minute project he included. And it was essentially the same idea, except now we had to make 2 compositions out of things we found on the ground, as you can see, and then paint the colors without blending anything and color match as well as we could. I found the project very fun, but because it was a last minute thing, I did not make it very difficult for me to complete. And so you see they're very simple paintings. Overall, I found this class to be very enjoyable. The other AFO class I had was Time Studio with Taryn Casella. Time Studio is a class that's all about film and video and sound art. So you can expect things like animation and video art and more contemporary and modern concepts. Taryn Casella was a really fun professor to talk to in and outside of class, and she was really flexible with her projects. So if you had an idea for a project that didn't really align with the assignment, if you talked to her about it, she was really open to working with you and bringing what you're interested in to the project. She brought a lot of big concepts that are kind of broad and difficult to understand, and she practiced varying critique styles, but she gives really good feedback with your work. Video art is more of her thing, so the animation and sound projects were not as heavily focused on as the 2 video projects we completed. This class had a lot more projects to complete than my Surface class, and so I will very briefly go over each project and put up images from those projects. Our first assignment was kind of like a what are you interested in video, where you had to find 10 artists you really liked and put together a video of clips that explained what you liked about the artist and their work. Then our second project was an animation project, and I had made a little set with my group, and then I sculpted the dolls that we used to animate with and shot the film and edited it all and compiled it into a story based off of a chapter we were given from a novel. The third project was a diptych project all about the shine, and that's a much bigger concept than I think will fit in this video. But basically you had to have one side of a video and then the other side of another video, and they had to parallel each other. The fourth project was a kind of video sketchbook where you had to react or recreate clips that were listed in a assignment sheet that she gave us. The fifth project was a performance piece that was really last minute that took place at the Anderson, and my personal part in this project was I was a kind of like a manager director, and I helped everyone come together. So I created a poster that you can see for the project, and then we had performers and then like stage crew kind of sort of thing that helped set up our room in the Anderson. Our very last project was a sound piece project based off of an exhibit at the ICA. Overall, this class was really fun and really allows you to explore what interests you because the topics are so broad. The atmosphere at VCUarts AFO program seems to be an overwhelmingly positive one. All the students, though competitive with each other, are very friendly and encouraging. For myself, I found that the ability to manage my time and schedule out my days really helped with managing the large projects and getting things done in a timely manner. I never had to turn anything late or never turned in a project incomplete. It also really helps to be transparent with the professors here because everyone is really understanding of mental health, and it really helps if you get the accommodations from the Student Accessibility Program here at VCU. However, I will say professors expect you to work on your projects in a timely manner and to let them know of any problems at least a few days before due date. So if you have a video project and you waited to complete it and all of a sudden your computer keeps crashing when you're trying to export it the night before it's due or even right before the class, they're less likely to help you with that, which is very understandable in my opinion. So it goes without saying that college is not high school, And essays are one thing to complete a night before, like we've all done it. But art pieces that will be graded on technical and conceptual skills are another, and you will need more time than you think. So when you come to AFO, be prepared to really put in the work. And now this video is getting kind of long, so I will go ahead and wrap it up by saying if you're interested in VCUarts, that I hope that this video helped you understand a bit more about what your first semester might be like at the school. And I will be making a second video after the end of the spring semester to kind of wrap up the year in the AFO program for those who are still interested in knowing more. So if you're interested in knowing more, I suggest you subscribe to this channel, as I will be posting more videos about VCU and VCUarts, as well as my own artistic and creative endeavors. I also highly suggest to follow me on Twitter and Instagram to keep up to date with my illustrations and comics, and you'll also get to see my dog a lot. And if you got this far, thank you for watching. Again, I hope it was helpful, and I will catch you hopefully in the next one. Bye-bye.